Hi guys, it has been a little minute. It's been a little while, but I am here because I just washed my hair. About 2 weeks ago, I made 5 months locked. I didn't do a video or anything because I'm gonna do a 6 months locked video. But I just washed my hair last night. And this morning I'm going to my first ever professional retightening. I did find a Loctician and she's going to retighten my hair. So I believe she charges $90 for the first 2 hours and $30 every hour after. So we'll see how long it takes and what the total cost is, and I will give it to you guys. But my hair is looking so good. It's Miss Kinky, and she's in her sling. She's been fussy. She just hit that 4-month what do you call it, that 4-month sleep regression. So she hasn't been sleeping, which means I haven't been sleeping. But anyhow, yeah, I'm gonna take you guys with me if it's okay with her. I will film some of the process. I'll ask a few questions, and hopefully I'll get to share all that with you guys. But I'm really excited to have my hair done by someone else, because you guys know it takes me anywhere from 7 to 10 days to do my own retightenings. Alright, I just got here. I need to actually find the place. It's somewhere in this little plaza, so I will see if it's okay to record, and I'll continue recording inside. Experience getting my hair retightened for the first time. What is this? It took only 2.5 hours. So I don't think I'm going to be doing my own retightenings anymore. I booked my next appointment 6 weeks out. Like, the time that I saved, the headache that I saved of my kids harassing me, I don't think I'm going to do my maintenance anymore. Like, this looks really good. The only thing I would say that I'm not used to is all of the tugging and pulling at once. So it's different when your hair is broken up into sections as I do it, but it was a lot of tugging and pulling. So I'll go into more detail when I get home. It's not super tight. I love it. I love it. I love it. I loved her. Very nice lady. Good environment at her shop. Like, I'm almost speechless. 2.5 hours, you guys. That's all. She's fast. So anyhow, I think I'm gonna make like an entire whole video about this process, because this was my first time getting my hair retightened by someone else, and I love it. I love it, love it, love it. today's video is all about my first experience with a Loctician. So that's right, you guys heard me. A Loctician tightened my locks. So before I get started, I am just going to show you guys up close. And I get a lot of questions about how many locks I have in my hair, and I started off with 523 locks, and now I have about 520. I lost 3 due to mistakes, and one of my little edges fell out. Not this one, but it was one right here. So I am postpartum, and I am getting some postpartum shedding, like this one right here. It's very thin now, and it was a bit thicker in this area, as well as this one right here. You can see how thick it is towards the end. That's because the shed hair was kind of starting to slip down, and at this point right now it's just caught. So I'm actually going to pick this one and get that shed hair off. So let me do my 360. Okay, so I found this Loctician just going on Yelp. I did a Google search and she came up, and we have been talking back and forth since January or even December. She was the person that I was going to initially do my install. I wasn't going to do my install myself because I was 8.5, almost 9 months pregnant. But when I got the prices and the quotes, and by the way, my quote was $1,900 for my length. I could not afford that, so I decided to do it myself. Even after that, we stayed in contact because I knew that having 2 small children, I would not be able to keep up with the lock maintenance. Okay, let's go into her technique. Okay, first of all, she did use water. Now, me personally, I've never used water to tighten my locks, but I heard that it is easier when you use water because it makes the hair more pliable. I've never did that, and my locks always turned out fine. People even ask me about the whole water thing, and I'm like, you know, I really don't know. But she used water. The second thing is that she used a crochet hook. She did not use an interlocking tool such as the ones that I have. And let me show you guys. So here are the 2 tools that I have. Since my locks are a lot thicker now, I'm finding that I'm using this micro mini a bit less, and I'm using the plain old mini a bit more. She only took 2.5 hours to tighten over 500 locks. 2.5 hours. So right there, she already had me sold. You guys, to be honest, I don't think that I'm going to continue the maintenance for my locks, like at least right now, while my children are young. But I booked my next appointment before I even got up out that chair, because the time that it saved me, the energy that it saved me, she's right down the street from my house. It was a really good experience. Okay, the first thing that I asked her about was keeping the ends open on my locks. You guys may know from previous videos that I do plan on keeping my ends open, which just basically means that I'm gonna keep the curly tips on my ends. And her response to that was basically like, good luck with that. Like, you're gonna have to comb your ends because you already have budding on your ends. So she was like, yeah, you can if you want to, but it's going to take some time and some energy and some effort on your part. And she was saying that she knows that I have small kids, so she was basically like, you know, do it at your own discretion. Like, it can be done, but it's going to take some effort because I I already have budding on my ends, and I do believe some of the locks in the back have already locked. So I'm actually at the 6-month mark. I'm going to make an update video, 6 months locked, and I will also be showing you guys how I plan on keeping my ends open at the tips. And I know it's a bit controversial, you know, in the lock community, or at least I guess it is, because I don't see any videos on this. I don't hear people talking about it or whatever. She did tell me that your hair locks from the bottom up, so that it will take basically longer for my hair to lock since I'm keeping my ends open. And you know, I'm fine with that. Like, I really love the look of this, as well as when it locks. So it'll be interesting to see how my hair progresses with open ends. The next thing that I asked her about was the lint and dirt that my hair attracts. And she basically told me to, when I'm just at home lounging around, kind of keep my hair off my clothing. She didn't say put it up in a bun or anything like that. She just said keep it off my clothing. So what I've been doing is just wearing a bonnet just in the house. And I really don't like walking around the house all day with a bonnet on, but I'm really not about picking all this lint out of my locks. You guys can't see it because when I wash my head, my last wash, I did braid and band, but then again I didn't. So I washed it first, and then like right after I hurried up and braided down and let it dry in the braid position. But it was just because I had so much buildup at the line where the braid meets the twist. So if you guys are new here, I do have braids on my ends, and that intersection point, so for example, let's say it's right here, I would have buildup right in this section. So I don't know, I was thinking about, since I'm going to keep my ends open anyways, removing the braids from my ends. But I don't know, I haven't thought that far along, or even, you know, thought about how that would go and the amount of time that it would take. So I don't know that it was necessary to have a braid on my end if I'm going to leave my locks open anyways, and I'm going to be combing them, you know, with leave-in conditioner. So I don't know, we'll see. I'll keep you guys updated. The next thing that we talked about was my lock count. She was like running her hands through my head, and she was like, oh my goodness, like your locks keep going and going and going. Like, she's like, I'm guessing you have over 500 locks in your hair. So I was just like, yeah, I have 520 locks in my head. I was like, it was a couple mistakes. It was 523, but I combined some, not on purpose, just because I interlocked them together. So she's like, yeah, we started discussing that. And her personally, she does not like a lot of locks. And I've noticed this, you know, kind of with a lot of locticians. They don't like it when you have a whole bunch of locks in your hair. It's kind of harder to find someone to take over the maintenance if that's your goal, when you have a lot of locks in your head. For her, she says she doesn't really go over, you know, 400 to 450. And I know another lady like that is Clutch and Lock, and follow her on Instagram. She does an amazing job on locks. She is bomb. One of the reasons why she doesn't like little tiny locks is because she says in the long run it causes a lot of breakage, especially around the edges, which I can understand because I am having a little bit of postpartum shedding. And I do feel like my locks on the edges are a little bit thinner at the base. It's not too bad, but I just don't remember the ones in the front being this small. I don't know, I'm gonna have to go back and look at some old footage. Another thing that I noticed when she was tightening my hair was that there was a lot of pulling and tugging. So if you don't like the tension, and it wasn't tension due to my hair being tight, it was tension due to her going really quickly through my head and using the tool and everything like that. But it was just, I noticed like it was a lot of pulling and tugging. And she asked me, was I tender scalped? And I'm actually not. The only place is in my crown where I'm just a little tender headed. And she actually wasn't, or she was I wouldn't say she was gentle, but she wasn't like ripping through my head or anything. I just noticed that when you have your whole head done at once, it's a lot of pulling and tugging. I did not get a headache, but that was probably because I took some Tylenol before I even went up in there. So she did kind of almost apologize for the cost of sister locks. She says she feels bad like quoting out those large prices, but that's just kind of the way it goes, the time and the energy that it goes into, you know, creating all those locks. So she said that she was really happy that we kept in contact, and that I did start on myself. Because again, she really doesn't, you know, she is a loctician, she is sister lock certified, but I kind of got the feeling that when it comes to someone like myself with long hair, I believe I started off with somewhere between 16 and 18 inches of hair or something like that. I believe, like in my case, locticians are a little apprehensive. I mean, I don't know. That's what it kind of seemed like, because she did feel almost was like, you know, yeah, I'm sorry about that price quote, but look at your hair. So it was kind of like one of those situations. So overall, I had a really good experience going into her shop and having her do my lock maintenance. I was very scared that my hair would get ruined. And I know, like, I know that she's a professional. I know that's what she does, but it was very, you know, scary for me after putting in all this work to kind of, you know, let's leave your hair in someone else's hands. And you know, I'm going for a specific look on my locks. Like, I want them to be uniformed in size. I want to leave my ends open. You know, there's a lot of things that I pay attention to, like cutting the hairs that may have gotten caught, making sure that nothing is snagging. Like, you know, I pay attention to those things, and I make sure that I tackle them when I notice them. And for me to let someone else do my hair, like, it, as I was just sitting in the chair, I could feel myself getting like really anxious, like wanting to pull out my camera and kind of like almost monitor what she was doing. I really had to stop myself, but she did a wonderful job. So if you do live in the Long Beach area, I will pass on her contact information if you guys are interested in seeing a loctician. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed, and my next video will be my 6-month lock update. As always, thanks for watching.